Please pray with me. God, may the words of my mouth, the meditation in each heart be acceptable in your sight, for you are our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. I don't know how you feel this morning. I'm tired. We had service last night. Somebody else tired? Okay. But today's the day. Today's the day that is the realization of what was promised from the very beginning of time. John, unlike the other Gospels, doesn't start off with this story about Mary and Joseph and the birth of Jesus. John says, in the beginning was the Word. In the beginning. So John was saying, guess what? It's not just about this baby that was born. It was from the very beginning of time that God had a plan. Today, and today we celebrate that plan. Come true over 2,000 years ago. Come true because God became human. It was kind of overwhelming, really. Stop and think about it. God who created everything. God who could do anything. God who created human beings and gave them responsibility for the world. God knew we, human beings, needed more. God knew it. And so God became human. This is like the most wonderful thing I can possibly imagine. Some of you may have been asked a question. Who would you like to meet if you could meet anyone, living or dead? Have you ever kind of pondered on that? I would want to meet Jesus. Because Jesus was God. I would get to talk to God before I met God in heaven. Wouldn't that be an exciting thing? Wouldn't it be something to rejoice about? I have a list of questions. Should that ever happen? Last night we celebrated Christmas Eve. It was all about angels and shepherds and not magi, they come later, but it was about everybody coming to this brand new, little, tiny baby boy. Have you been around one-day-old babies? They're little tiny people. They can't hold up their heads. They don't even see anything because they can't focus yet, and all their eyes are blue, which I think is a sign as a blue-eyed person, but never mind. So last night we talked about this baby. But we didn't talk last night about this baby being God. God with us, Emmanuel, God with us. So today we hit the reality. We hit it running. We are here to rejoice because God became human and walked among us. And why? Well, it's said that people learn basically 3 ways. Some people learn audibly by what they hear. Some people learn visually by what they see. And some people, and they say, this is the best way to learn, is by doing it. So maybe someone tells you about it, maybe you read about it, but when you really learn it, it's because you do it. You know, like put together things from directions from IKEA in several languages and with lots of little things to put together, and they even send the tools with which to put it together, which I think is very considerate. And they always send you extra parts, which just drive you crazy at the end. You see, that's what it was about. God became human to give us directions. to show us what needed to be done, to demonstrate to us how to do it. And maybe that's what we needed to learn. To learn how to love. To learn how to forgive. To learn what it means to truly be a servant. To learn what it means to have a life after death. Jesus showed it all to us. Showed us all of it. In fact, I think Jesus encountered so many different situations in his ministry that it would be hard today to find a situation that we couldn't fit in there somewhere. Being disappointed or angry or whatever, it kind of is all there. And Jesus showed us how to behave. God showed us how to behave. God showed us what it means to be human. Isn't that interesting? God had to come down in human form to show us how to be human. Like we should have known this, I guess. But somewhere along the way, maybe in our creation, we were made too human. We were given this wonderful gift of freedom. Freedom to decide. To decide what to do and what not to do. And maybe we got a little carried away. And as we got carried away from God. We got carried away from the way we should be behaving as human beings. And so we had to be reminded. I think today on this, and I just have to tell you this, I'm a Floridian. This is what Christmas is supposed to be like. I grew up on Christmas out in shorts, so I am all about it. I know a lot of you are from the north. But I just love this weather. It was such a beautiful day today. It's beautiful to have the windows open and not have to use air conditioning or heat for that matter. Mm-hmm. So for me, I think today gives us many, many reasons to rejoice. But the biggest and most important, in my opinion, is that God came down to be with us. It's just like a miraculous thing to me, always will be. I had someone tell me once, I think Elizabeth told me because she read it somewhere, if there had been only one human being left on the planet, God still would have come down to save them. See, that's what God did. Came down here to show us how we could be saved. To show us what it meant to be saved. And had there only been one person on the planet, God still would have come. That's the kind of God we serve. That's the kind of God we should rejoice. That is for all of us to do. Please pray with me. God, on this Christmas day, it is our privilege to be in your house. We want to thank you for this greatest gift of all. And you know, this is time, God, when we receive so much, maybe more than we even need, and we forget. The greatest gift was your gift. Your gift to become human in Jesus the Christ and to walk this earth with us. And so we thank you. And we ask you to open our hearts, open our minds. Let us know how grateful we need to be. Let us rejoice in this most miraculous gift. And let us respond the way you know we should. It is in the name of Christ